Like, we're irresponsible, but not that irresponsible.
I
You know what I
it's just
mean?
stupid, yeah.
Okay, so how many babies would you like?
4.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind 4 or 5. Have you thought of mum names? Like, will they say ma, mummy, or mum, etc.?
Ma.
Well, you'll call me ma. But I don't mind mam or mammy.
I don't mind ma.
Or like mama. Well, it'll be mama probably until they are like a child. What about you?
For me?
Yeah.
Da.
But I'll probably call you dad. Or daddy. How did each of your families react to the big news?
My mum said, cut that part out. My ma said.
Wait, could I part that you said mom?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't like talking like you, it's embarrassing. My ma said, oh for fuck's sake, another grandchild. When she was messing, she was delighted. My family were really happy.
My mum was like, sure, I already knew that, even though she obviously didn't. My dad didn't really give a reaction. He was just like, shite! But I didn't get to tell him, so I don't know what his immediate reaction was. But my sisters are really excited.
You know I was happy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was happy.
Yeah, everyone's excited because it's the first grandchild on my family side. So they're all excited, I think. But my dad was real like, oh my god, I feel so old now, sort of buzz.
Yeah.
What about parenthood makes you both nervous?
Jesus, the whole thing.
Really?
Well, yeah, it's natural, isn't it, to get nervous for it?
I'm not nervous.
You've never done it before.
I'm not nervous at all.
You definitely
I'm
will
excited.
be though. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm more excited than I am nervous, but like...
Yeah, I'll be more
there's so many
scared.
parts. I'm most nervous about like the child not being proud of me when they're like grown up and...
Oh,
You know?
really?
Yeah.
What do you mean they'll not be proud of you?
But that could happen.
That they'll be like embarrassed having you as a dad.
Yeah, or just like kind of, I don't know.
That's
Like,
not gonna happen.
imagine if your child didn't love you.
Oh no, that's not gonna happen.
Why are you nervous about?
I'm probably more nervous of like killing them, you know, by accident. Like there's loads of cases where like when you're co-sleeping and they're in the bed with you and you fall asleep and you roll over and they get suffocated, or like they're them choking on something or accidentally like drinking paint or something. You know?
Oh Jesus, no, I won't let that happen.
Yeah, but we're really attentive, so I don't think that would happen. And you know what I'm like as well. I'd be like, ah!
Yeah.
Straight to the hospital. I'll be like, I'll probably be in the A&E with them all the time.
Yeah.
I'll be like, they have a pain in their
The
head.
child will be crying, you'll bring them to the hospital.
Will you be doing gender neutral colours, toys, etc.?
Yeah, I think so. No?
But like, does that not mean gender neutral? Does that mean like beige?
Oh no, sorry, no, it won't be. I just mean like it won't be like blue or pink.
Yeah.
Do you know?
But like the way we're gonna decorate, if we do have this,
Yeah, I don't want them growing up thinking that a certain colour belongs to a certain gender, so they'll just be wearing that on, like. Do you know? So like when little girls go up in a pink room or boys go up in a blue room, then they start thinking like that, you know?
But we don't have that style of like interior, like designing anyway. So if we do get our own house and can design the child's room, it's going to be like vintage wallpaper and stuff. So it wouldn't be gendered anyway. But loads of people were like, will you do gender neutral pronouns and stuff? And I don't think that we would. I'm just going to gender them by the sex that they were born with until they tell me otherwise. Because as a child,
you can't just decide that somebody's like non-binary.
And also with the hierarchy of needs, like all a child wants is love, shelter, food, warmth, and that sort of thing. And once they get older, obviously it goes up the tier. So until that happens, then they can talk to me about it, and obviously we can have a conversation about what they want to be identified as. But as a child, they don't care because they're just at the base of the hierarchy of needs, so they don't care about like sexuality or gender. And you don't want to introduce that too young because it's just like taking away their innocence or something. Like they don't have to be thinking about that sort of stuff yet. They probably don't even, like, Cora literally answered when you asked what her name was, she would say she was a cat until she was like 5. So I don't think it matters. It's going to be impossible to not gender toys and stuff because most of the stuff we'd be getting are gifts anyway.
Yeah, of course.
So people would be gendering it. I'm not going to be like, oh, we're not allowed that in the house. It doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at all.
What made Jason want to have kids after being with you, and why didn't he want to before?
Because I just never wanted to have kids. I never saw myself being a dad. Yeah, also I was on this buzz a few years ago of really like, the world's on fire and I don't want to bring life into it, which kind of effectively is still true. But then when we got together, I kind of like, it was a love I never experienced before, and I kind of wanted to make somebody that was a mix of both of us. So I wanted to reproduce with you, but I'd never got that feeling before with somebody. I was always just like, I don't want kids. And then I met the one.
He wanted to mark his territory. What are you most excited for? And are you scared about, this is 2 separate questions. What are you most excited for, and are you scared about compromising your freedom, and why?
I'm most excited for the whole thing, to be honest. I'm most excited to like learn how to be a dad and doing it with you, you know, like something that we're in together. I'm not scared about compromising my freedom at all. I don't feel like that's the case. Because a lot of people be like, oh, like, how'd you feel? You're not going to be at the party and stuff, but like, I'm over that anyway.
Yeah, we don't even party that often.
Yeah, and I feel like my life is just beginning now with
Yeah.
this, so I don't feel like I'm compromising any freedom because You know, it's all I've wanted for the past, like, well, since I met you really, so like,
Yeah.
it's all I've wanted for the past while, so.
I'm just scared because we don't have any friends who have kids, so I fear it might be like lonely.
Yeah,
and I
but our
won't have
friends
anyone
aren't
to
like that. Our
relate
friends will
to.
like want to come over and stuff, you know.
Yeah, I know they will, but it's like you have no one to talk to in terms of someone else who can relate to what you're going through. Especially if I'm going to be at home with the baby all the time and you'll be at work.
But you can talk to Saoirse.
Yeah, I can talk to Saoirse, yeah, that's actually true. But in terms of like travelling and stuff, I don't feel like it's being compromised because we can just do that with the baby if you really want to. Because I want the baby to be involved. I don't want it, because it's not going to, it's unrealistic to be like, it's going to have a stable shelter's existence. That's just like not how, it's not realistic. It's not how it's going to happen. So the baby will have the experience of having young parents, of like doing stuff that we still have the freedom to do. He'll be doing it with us.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that we're not mature enough to have a child either, or that we haven't done enough like emotional work on ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we have. Sometimes even the most mature, oldest, stable, financially secure people have kids when they shouldn't. So.
That's true.
Will you wear maternity clothes or normal clothes? I think I'm just going to wear normal clothes. I can't see myself wearing maternity clothes. Like, I'm going to be really big during the summer, so I think that actually is a bit easier. I'll just wear like low rise shorts and belly tops because I want to have my belly out all the time and I'll be overheating probably, and then just like flowy dresses, so that's kind of easier.
Tracksuit bottoms as well.
Yeah, I'll just wear trackies like all the time. Will you be having a home birth or hospitalised? I have no interest in doing like a natural birth or home birth. I think I respect people who can do that, but I just don't. If the option's there for me to not have any pain during my pregnancy or my labour, I'm going to take it. So I'm probably going to get an epidural, be in a hospital, I'm in the rotunda, yeah.
Yeah.
And just in case there's any complications as well, because it's only my first child, so like something could go wrong, I want to be in a hospital. How quickly would you want another child? I don't think we're going to know.
Yeah,
we might be like in 3 years, absolutely no way.
Yeah.
Or you could be saving for a house or something, so, but also we could get accidentally pregnant again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have no idea. Names you're no longer going to use but still really liked.
I always liked the name Thomas, but it's not really my vibe anymore.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was like after my granddad.
Oh, and then like Tommy is a nickname.
Yeah, and Robin as well. But for a boy, that was after my uncle Robin, but I don't like them anymore. I actually picked out our class now.
Yeah, our names are really good now, which we can't say any of them because obviously we want 4 children, so it's like they will be used. And Jason picked the name for the baby as well. Just that was another question, but I don't think.
Do you have any names that you don't use anymore?
Well, I loved the name Rainy. I loved the name Berry as well.
Oh, I used to like the name Cloud after the Cloud from Final Fantasy 7.
Oh.
And you like that name as well?
Yeah, I do like that name too. What other name did I like? River. And kind of like Bob Geldof's kids' names. They're all like mad. It's like Trixie something.
Trixie Mattel. Peaches.
Yeah. Heavenly Harani Tiger Lily, Pixie Geldof, Fifi Trixie Belle, Peaches Geldof. They're all so cute, aren't they?
The Heavenly Harani Tiger Lily is just way too much.
That's too much. I can't believe that's one child. I thought that was 2. What's your biggest concern with the world that you feel will negatively impact the baby? Like Cora, for example, was in lockdown for 2 years of her life, and that's like childhood taken away from her. So I'm kind of scared of something like that happening again.
Yeah.
And then also I've seen a thing when I was studying sustainable development. It was like the progression of Ireland as an island in the next 50 years, and where we'll be underwater. So I'm obviously scared of that.
Yeah.
But I'll just look into it before we buy a house, so that we're not like going to buy a house that's going to be underwater, because we kind of want to settle somewhere in the countryside anyway.
Yeah.
And probably with a higher altitude, because the air is fresher up there. But it's going to be sad, like not being near our parents in Dublin. Like Tala is probably going to be like a coastal area.
Yeah, Tala would probably be one of the safest ones because it's like up the mountains.
Yeah. What's the thing you guys are most excited about doing with your kid? Probably go on holidays.
Yeah.
Because I've always wanted to go to those places like Trabolgan and all.
Yeah.
Even though it's so like.
Yeah, because I've never went on holidays with my parents when I was a kid, like outside of Ireland. So I'm excited to do that with my kids.
Yeah.
Because I've never went on a family holiday ever. So
Yeah.
it's my first family holiday. It's gonna be with my baby. So
Yeah, family holidays are so fun.
yeah, I'm really excited for that. I'm excited for take our kid to Liverpool matches.
Yeah, whether it's like.
Like no comment.
I'm not gonna go, so I don't have a comment. Well, if our child was like playing sports, I would be really excited to go see their matches of like them playing.
Yeah.
Do you think you guys will be strict parents or more chill parents? I think you're gonna be really chill and I'm gonna be strict.
Yeah, I think.
I'm gonna be like, no way. Yeah, it is
like,
good to you.
don't tell your ma. Yeah, don't tell your mother what I said.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. But I'll be really strict, but like randomly be like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's how much independence they can prove to me before I give them that freedom, if you know what I mean.
It's a good mix though.
But
it's
we're
like
never.
good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, it is a good mix. But I'll never deprive them of like having fun. So if they want
Yeah,
to like
of
stay in their friend's house for the night, I'll never be like no. Because there was loads of kids in my school who like weren't allowed to have sleepovers and stuff. But obviously you have to like.
Yeah, I never got that. Like some people on my road weren't allowed to have sleepovers, and I'm like, you're literally sleeping 3 doors down.
I know, but I think I would prefer if I like had met the parents beforehand, so I know they're in good hands and stuff. Obviously, but that's like a normal thing.
Yeah, of course.
And well, I'm gonna be probably really strict on like the whole sweets thing and fucking that, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be really bad with that
because I'm strict with like phones and stuff.
That's another question that I will answer. Do you think you'll raise your kid vegetarian, plant-based? Well, yeah, I'm not going to be cooking meat in the house, so. But they can make when they're older, they can make the choice themselves. But if you raise your child vegetarian, I know there's an issue with like iron. They can overdose on iron then, and it makes them really, really sick.
Really?
But I think they can incorporate it like slowly back into their diet if they do want to. But I'd hope that when they're able to make that choice, that they'll probably just stay vegetarian.
Yeah.
I can't see.
I'd say they would.
Like I know a few kids that were raised vegetarian and none of them went back to eating meat.
Really?
Yeah, there was a girl in my school who was raised vegetarian, and also my mom's friends in London, they have 2 kids that were raised vegetarian and they're still vegetarian.
Really?
2 boys.
But they'll probably be eating eggs and stuff because we'll have chickens.
Yeah, they'll be eating eggs and chickens. But I want them to like understand where food comes from, and
yeah, of course.
They'll probably be once a child, like Emer, when she found out where burgers came from, she went vegetarian as a child. So hopefully our child will probably be an empath. Like they'll be visiting my uncle's farm and they'll know where food comes from. Yeah. But I'm not gonna, we're not gonna traumatize them and be like, you're slaughtering animals.
Videos of like.
Yeah. But I just want them to know that like beef is cow and pork is pig.
Yeah.
Because sometimes children don't make the connection. Like when Santa was a baby, they were having duck for dinner one night, and because duck and chicken is like really are the only kind of meats that are actually named the same as the animal. So. They went to like feed the duckies that day, and then they had duck for dinner, and then he like started crying and refused to eat it.
It's so funny because it's attention.
I know, but he was like really young. What age do you let your child have a phone or iPad?
Oh Jesus, that you can't really answer that now. I think because
you don't know until it happens. But anytime I've been like looking after Cora or looking after another child, I've never been like just play on your iPad while I do something else. I've always played games with them. I think I have the patience to make sure their time's occupied and not on tablets. It's really like it's actually traumatic to watch, I think, a child.
Yeah. But
obviously no judgment to parents, because like a lot of parents have to work full time. They actually don't have the time to be attentive enough to their child to keep it entertained.
And there's some stuff like some games that you can get on the iPad that are like actually educational, but if they did end up using devices, I'd be like, you won't be watching YouTube because they'll come out with American accents. No way. The YouTube is the worst part. Yeah, because then they just start talking. They start saying like, awesome. Yeah. But with in terms of the phone thing, I think I'd give my baby a burner phone when they start leaving the house on their own. They're like going out and playing. If they leave the road. If they leave the road, then they'll be getting a burner phone. But like only have our numbers on it, or like at their friends maybe if they have numbers. But and then they can probably get an iPhone when they're like I only had an iPhone when I was 15. I had a burner phone until I was, but that's because Instagram and Snapchat and all those things didn't exist. Yeah. Really, or they weren't popularized anyway. So like we would just be texting. Remember we used to use did you use Viber? Yes! Oh my god, yes! I had an iPod Touch. What parenting lessons will you take from your fave movies? One of my favourite movies is Stuck in Love, and the dad made the kids like journal every day of their lives until they got older, and then they like really appreciated writing, so I'd probably do that. But if they really didn't like it, I wouldn't force them. I wouldn't be like, this is homework. But I'd encourage them, like buying them nice journals and stuff. I constantly always give them the same amount of attention, like consistently, because in America when he stops playing words, she's like, not like you used to. I really like in comic. You've seen Call Me by Your Name, have you? Mm-hmm. The relationship the parents have with Timothy Chalamet, I think is really nice. Yeah. Because they're like all friends with each other. Yeah. But that could be just because he's an only child, and I don't think we'd be to be having an only child. What extracurriculars do you want to put your child in? Oh jeez, what extracurricular do we not want to put our child in? Is a better question. Music. What are the ones? Music. Yeah, there's a really good one in the Royal Irish Academy. There's like group music lessons you can do with children, so they are a bit more affordable and they get to do it with other kids, which I think is a good way of incorporating it. Because when you're a child and you get sent to like music lessons, it can seem a bit tedious. Yeah. Because it's just an adult like telling you what to do. It doesn't seem like a fun thing that you're reaping benefits from, or like delayed gratification of being able to learn a song. But if you're doing it with kids your own age, I think it's a lot funner.
which is why sports and dancing is fun, because you're doing it with other children.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the Royal Irish Academy in Dublin, you can do like group music lessons. So they probably I'd like for them to do piano, because I want them to be able to play a song, like songs for me. The primary school you're sending them is a really heavy like Gaelic school.
Yeah.
Jason hates GAA though.
Yeah, but I don't mind sending my kids to GAA for the culture.
So they probably end up doing that.
Yeah, they will.
And Cora plays Gaelic as well, so I feel like they're gonna look up to her.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. What else?
You want to put in a few things.
Swimming lessons, I think, when they're like 4, it's really important.
Yeah, because I didn't learn how to swim until I was like 17.
Yeah, because I learned to swim when I was like 4, but that's because my parents were like always.
And you did that in Howth.
We lived in Howth.
Yeah,
we lived in Howth, and you know my old school used to have a pool in it. My secondary school. Yeah, but it got poured concrete into it, and now it's a crash. Well, it depends on if they want to do it or not, but I have like a few stage schools picked out, obviously, because I would love to have a child who's like in pantos. That's like my dream, to be like a dance mom, and I'm like, my baby's in the panto, or like on the Late Late Toy Show.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go on the Late Late Toy Show when I was a kid.
Because when I was in Billy Barry, like the best kids get chosen to be on the Late Late Toy Show, and I was always like trying to be put on it, but I was too old. Does baby sleep in bed or no? So we're getting a co-sleeping bed that goes like beside your bed.
You already have it.
Oh yeah, we already have it. Yeah. And so the baby would be put in that, but it has like a flap that can go up or down, so maybe when we're falling asleep the flap will be down, and then when we're asleep the flap will be up, just in case the baby like rolls in or something, so it's unsafe. But I'm probably be up all night anyway, staring at it, being like, is everything okay? But when it's a newborn anyway, you have to wake up every 2 hours to feed, so
you'll be constantly up.
I'll be constantly up, yeah. But you can do the morning shift where like before you get up for work, you can thaw some breast milk out in the freezer.
Oh, I'll get up in the middle of the night as well, of course.
Well, I don't want.
It's just if you're like giving it a nip.
It will just be easy. No, because I want to breastfeed during the night because it has what you call it, melatonin. Is that what it is? Melatonin. Or is that the skin one?
That's the skin one.
Melanin? No.
Not melanin. Melanin.
Melatonin in the night. If your breast produce that at night time, so it helps the baby sleep. It can have like pumped breast milk during the day or in the morning, but it's good for you to bond with the baby as well. Of course. Yeah. So, but no, I don't want you to end up in the night if you have work.
Well, that day's off.
Yeah, in days off you can do it. Where do you plan on living? A house, caravan or apartment? We have to rent. We can't afford to like buy anything right now anyway, so we have to renting. I would love if we could rent a house that has a garden and stuff for Missy, and so the baby can have, like, it doesn't matter if they're in the first year if they don't have their own room. I don't think that's like imperative, but I would love to be able to have like a suburban house kind of near my mum to rent, and eventually buying our own like cottage with loads of like grass around, like on a big patch of land in the country somewhere.
With a glass house.
With a glass house, and a chicken coop. But we haven't decided where to go. Well, for the majority of the child's like primary school life, we will be in Dublin. And around this area. But yeah, we're just going to see what we can get. Will you be strict with social media technology for them, having grown up with it yourself? I think because the difference between like our parents growing up and us growing up is that we've used social media, so we kind of know how to help them, teach them about like data protection or your the effects of digital footprints and safety, obviously like stranger danger and stuff on the internet. It'll be easier for them to be safe because we can teach them that, whereas we had no idea what we were getting into. And like cyberbullying and stuff, it's so fucked up. I don't think we'll be strict because it's going to be really hard if all their peers are like using social media. I don't want them to resent us. But I would prefer if we were able to censor it or kind of teach them before they started using it, and obviously I'd only let them use certain apps and you can block words on them and stuff. But they'll probably start, like, once they get in secondary school, obviously they can have an iPhone or whatever and have the stuff, but
then we won't even know what they have.
So but that's fine. Like they'll be mature enough then. What's the best and worst part about pregnancy so far for the both of you?
The worst part is like how much I'm working. I don't get to be there for you and stuff. Like we don't actually spend that much time together in the daytime because we work all the time, so like I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of it. Obviously it's different now because we're on my own place. I don't know what the best part. So no, do you know what I mean? Like it's all, like,
stop messing with that. It's so annoying.
Stop.
The worst part has been obviously when I was sick for like 6 weeks. And probably that I'm really highly irritable, like way more than usual. Like when I cry in the middle of the night because you're grinding your teeth and stuff. I don't mind am I being more emotional because I kind of like crying. The best part is that like it's brought us even closer than I thought we could be. You know, when we're making all these plans for the future and we're constantly communicating with stuff like that, and it's just
But no, it's really nice to like know you're in it together. You know.
And the best part obviously for me has been the scan, when we saw the baby in real time.
Oh yeah.
I heard the heartbeat and stuff. That was really nice.
Yeah, I thought the question meant like how it's impacted you. But yeah, that scan was amazing.
Yeah, it was so good because I was so scared there wasn't going to be a heartbeat, or it was going to be fucked up, but the baby's really healthy and like it was chilling in there.
Yeah.
A normal heartbeat. What qualities do you want the baby to inherit from the other?
I would love for them to have your very large IQ and you're very well spoken. I'd love for them to take after you.
I'd love for them to have your laugh and to have your patience and kindness, and you always are really good at making people feel like they're being listened to and that their time is worth something. You know, whereas I can be kind of hard at making conversation with people sometimes, whereas you always make the effort to like talk to anyone regardless of how important they are to you, and your thick hair and your lips.
Yeah, your beautiful eyes, you got button on as well.
Are you going to film your child and do you worry about this? I think there'll be limits on it.
Like, inevitable that you'll be filming your child.
Like, I'm not going to not have them in. I'm not going to not have them in it.
Document your life for a living.
Yeah.
And a child is a huge part of your life. Like, it's...
Yeah, but it's not going to revolve around the baby. Like, my entertainment value isn't just going to be the sole, like, isn't just going to come from the baby.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still the star of the show. And the baby's the side character. But that's on the internet. Obviously, in my real life, the baby comes first.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not turning into a family channel, and this isn't going to be like me giving, well, it will probably be giving advice in terms of like motherhood and stuff, but it's not, I don't want to like exploit the child for entertainment purposes or to make content, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Would you get your child baptised now that it's not really a requirement for schools? It is still kind of.
Because we want to send our kids to an Irish school.
Yeah.
I don't really like the idea of getting them baptised, but if it's a necessity to get into it, like an Irish speaking school,
yeah,
who cares, like.
But I as well, I want them to be able to make the choice if they want to make their communion or confirmation, that they can then, because they're christened. And it's just a nice traditional thing. It's not really to do with the actual religion of it, but it's just nice. It's like, yeah, it's a nice tradition that we've all like made together. Like Saoirse was christened in the house when she was a baby. Yeah,
I was christened when I was 7.
Is that because you wanted to make your communion?
Yeah.
Oh, like I was christened in Galway, but I would have been upset as a child if I wasn't able to make my communion.
Like when I was a child, I literally, the only thing I like looked at the communion as was getting money. Yeah. I didn't look at like what it actually was. I was just like, oh, this is this class event where me and all my class are just gonna get loads of money. That's why I did it.
I was like real into religion when I was like 12. Like I made the pledge and I was like, I'm actually not going to drink until this age, and I'm going to come to the church to confess my sins and come to mass. And I really wanted my parents. I like resented my parents for not going to mass every Sunday, because it was such a big thing in my community, like in my area, where like you would see your friends at mass.
Really?
You know, on a Sunday. Jeez. So when I stayed at my friend's house on the weekends, like we would go to mass with their family on Sunday, and I'd be like buzzing about it. But I would always feel out of place because I didn't have like my nice Sunday outfit on. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I was kind of like awkward. And also there's like a choir that you can join in church and stuff, so if they like singing, it would be a nice thing to do. But obviously we're not going to be like, you are a Christian now, you have to abide by these rules. Like they can make choices for themselves, but it's a nice way to be involved in the community if you want, like, because religion just like brings people together sort of. Are you going to try to teach them Irish from the start? Like my granny is Gaeilgeoir, my aunties and my cousins who were Gaeilgeoirs as well, so like if the baby was down in Irish, they would probably, or down in Galway, they'd be speaking Irish to them. I only know like a few bits, so I probably would be teaching them words, but it is the bit they're going to a Nainry, which is an Irish speaking Montessori, so they'll have 2 years of Irish speaking before they even go into primary school anyway, so it will technically, and they start like being really verbal then.
Yeah. So
I'd say that is teaching it Irish from the start, and I just want it to be incorporated into their lives. But I don't think I don't want to send them to an all-Irish secondary school, because the majority of them are gendered or gender specific, and there isn't actually that many on the north side anyway. But I'm going to link the website I used in the description, where you can look up like where Irish schools are in your area if you do have children, but I don't know if a lot of people who watch me have children. Will you give birth in UK for free healthcare? No, I'm going to give birth in Ireland. So I've had all of my appointments up till now in the UK, and the hospital's so nice. It was such a nice experience.
Yeah, it was so nice.
It's so nice.
And all the doctors and nurses were amazing.
They're so good. Yeah, we went to the Royal London Hospital it's in Whitechapel. Yeah, and like we could walk to that from our house, so it was really handy, and everyone was always so nice, and The only bad experience I had was when I was getting my bloods done that time.
Yeah.
That was really fucked. But he was like distracted. He was like talking to his friend while he was taking my bloods. And then he was like asking me what my tattoos meant and asking me why I dyed my hair. It was just really inappropriate. And he asked me like if I'd quit smoking, and I was like, well, like I don't smoke, and because he didn't have my birth plaque, so I don't know why. Did we get that back?
Yeah, it's in London.
Okay, he wasn't reading my birth plaque. He was just taking my blood, so like he wasn't saying it for my health. He was just like, when did you quit smoking? And I was like, how did you even know I smoke? But anyway, yeah, he fucked up my arm. It was really bruised for ages. Will the baby have a double-barreled surname?
Yes.
Yeah. Moncrieff Hamilton or Hamilton Moncrieff?
I think Hamilton Moncrieff, but not because I don't be like, oh, I want one in before, because I actually don't care about that. I think it sounds better.
I think Moncrieff Hamilton sounds better.
But I just think it sounds better because H comes first in the alphabet. Do you know what I mean? But like, I don't care too much.
Yeah, but
so
when they're
think,
older, when they're older, they'll probably just pick one. But I don't care. Like, I'm gonna have a double barrel. The only reason I think that Moncrieff Hamilton sounds better is because that's what my name's gonna be when we get married.
Yeah, I don't care, to be honest.
Is it hard not to have a smoke? I haven't really smoked consistently since the summer, and like, if you have a partner that doesn't smoke as well, and the two of us aren't really interested unless we're drinking.
Yeah. It
wasn't at all, and I'm not, obviously because I'm not drinking, it's not really hard not to have a smoke. How do people's reactions make you feel?
Like, everyone had a great reaction. I remember when we went down south east to Sean Peggs and the boys and girls centre, and their reaction was just so beautiful. And it made it feel really real. Yeah, and then everyone else's reaction was just like Sarah's reaction when we held her alone. It was just like so nice.
Yeah, it was really nice.
It made us feel, well, it made me feel like really special and stuff, and that like everyone was just like so supportive of it and stuff, you know, which I was kind of worried about because I felt like some people would be like judgy.
Yeah.
But everyone was just so supportive, and it was amazing. We kind of took it way off the shoulders.
Yeah, it was a relief. Will you eat your placenta? No, I think I'm going to donate my placenta and my umbilical cord for like research. How do you feel about being a young parent in today's standard? I don't think we're actually that young.
I just think compared to our generation, it is.
It's young for our generation, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that young.
Yeah.
We're past our education stages, and we've been living independently. Well, you've been living independently for like a year, but I have since I was 20.
Yeah. Well, I've lived independently before as well.
Yeah.
In Berlin and stuff.
I'm just like, I'm not actually that. I just know that people are probably saying stuff behind my back, but I kind 100%. Of appreciate that they're not doing it to my face. Like, so it's so fair enough that they'll have stuff to say about it, but it's usually going to be people that don't know us that well. Like, I know that all the people that I have in my life all the time and know me well enough,
they're not going to be so supportive.
Everyone's so supportive because they know who I am, so they're the only opinions that I actually care about. Whereas people, obviously, if people are perceiving you on the internet, they're going to be like, what fucking idiots, or like, what the fuck, I feel sorry for that baby and all. Which is fine because they only know a snippet of our lives. Probably that, like, people that we used to be friends with. That would be like, oh my god, like saying shit, but it's just something to talk about, which is fine. Especially in Ireland, like, people love something to talk about.
They love something to talk about.
But I just would prefer, if people just didn't say stuff to my face. But it's like really fucked up people that would actually that would think that it's like societally acceptable thing to do to comment on a pregnant woman's
that's fucked
account and be like, say something judgmental. Like those two people who were like, you did this for clout. Like, I had an accidental pregnancy for clout. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I've literally explicitly said that it's not going to be about, none of my things are going to be about the baby. So how does that make sense at all? What is the most important thing you want to teach your kid? There's loads of important things. I think it's really important to teach your child your full names and know a phone number off by heart when they're like a toddler and they can speak in case they get lost. Also, to do that thing, the code word thing, where is like, if someone else is picking you up from school that's not mommy or daddy, they have a safe word. Yeah. But that's when they're really young. Obviously, when they're a bit older, it's like, be nice and speak your mind and don't feel so easily influenced by the people around you, and always question things. Most importantly, be nice. Yeah,
I'd love to teach our kids to be like really comfortable expressing their feelings and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially with us as a family. And then obviously when they grow older and they're teenagers, stuff, you want to like teach them to have like a kind of a healthy relationship with sex and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially like if you have boys.
Yeah, Jesus. That's scary. Like, having boys is scarier.
Yeah. That's probably one of the most important things I want to teach if you have boys, like, But that's like, the list is endless, really.
Yeah.
But that's the first stuff that comes to my head.
Do you usually agree on baby names? Yeah.
Yeah, we agreed immediately.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching this
This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
This video is sponsored by Mother Care. No, okay. Bye. Love you.